Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Entrepreneur Experts Cafe. I'm Kimberly Crow, your host, and this show is sponsored by Entrepreneurs Rocket Fuel, a community by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, helping entrepreneurs and experts get their business to the next level. Today, I am interviewing a good friend of mine, Shiraz. Shiraz is a reality shifting expert. Welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me. It's great.
Absolutely.
Just trying to figure out how many times you can say entrepreneurs in less than a minute.
Right? And it's kind of a tongue twister, too. So, by the way, you should never spell your company name, anything that's hard to spell. Word to the wise. So tell us a little bit about how you became a reality shifting expert.
A reality shifting expert. I like that phrase.
You might have to speak up, though.
Oh, yeah, because I've got the soft-spoken voice. Okay, so with me, it started with university, and I was in the best shape of my life. I was actually a bodybuilder. If you can imagine me jacked, it's cool. And everything was going great, and the world was my oyster, but I didn't get pearls. I got arthritis.
Oh,
yeah.
That's not anything like pearls.
That's nothing like pearls. And it was just out of the blue, but my mom had arthritis. And I'd watched her go from walking and vibrant to being in a wheelchair. And just seeing the pain she's been in, going to the hospitals to visit her, and I'm looking at what my future is probably going to look like. It was terrifying and it was scary, and it was heartbreaking too, because I'd also seen my mom, when she found out the diagnosis, she felt guilty because she's like, it's genetic and this is my fault. My son's going through this. And that was the worst of the pain. There was a lot of physical pain. That was the worst. And we tried all sorts of things. We did medication, didn't really work. I watched with my mom with the medication. She was legally blind because of side effects.
Oh, wow.
Okay? And we tried nutrition. We tried supplements and acupuncture, whatever. And it worked for a while, and then it would stop every single time. And I learned to live with it. Over 20 years, I had to go through this. My body was slowly deteriorating. And then finally, I had a conversation with my dad, and I said, is there anything we haven't done? And he said, there's a program in India called combined therapy, and they've had success with multiple illnesses. And that caught my attention, because usually you go to someplace for cancer or diabetes or arthritis. You say, no, they're curing everything. You know, what? How?
Wow.
Like, what's going on there? And so I'm on a plane, I go to India, and because it's India, I'm expecting this guy's going to be some sort of energy healer. I'm going to heal you now. This is going to be great. But all he did was talk to me for 2 weeks. And it wasn't even like a psychiatrist, although it kind of felt like that. But he wasn't trying to solve anything. He wasn't saying, how did you feel? He was just gathering information. And then after that, he says, Shiraz, here's the problem. You believe you're responsible for everyone in your life.
Everyone in your life.
Everyone.
Okay.
And of course I said, no, I don't. That's crazy.
That doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he said, I know you don't think so consciously, but from everything you've told me in your story growing up, you've picked up this belief that you're responsible for everyone in your life. And I said, okay, let's say that's true. What's that got to do with arthritis? There's no connection there. And he said, no, because you don't want to be responsible for everyone. And if you're lying in bed in pain, you don't have to be responsible for anyone. And you don't have to feel guilty, and no one can judge you.
It's true. If you're in pain, then how can you help other people? And how can you be responsible for doing that? So that actually gave you something to remove that responsibility from you?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Mine's a terrible thing to waste. All right. Keep going.
And so that's what he said. He said, this is the solution to a problem you don't even realize you have. And of course, I'm like, well, that's messed up. And he said, but most chronic illnesses are solutions to problems people don't realize they have.
Okay.
And since then, I've actually worked with a woman that had fibromyalgia and found out that she absolutely hated her job, but she felt it was the only job she could do. And when I said, well, why don't you just go for another job, try a different career, do something, and she finally made the decision to do that. The day she shifted, made that decision, her fibromyalgia went away.
Wow.
Because her body was saying, don't go to that job.
Okay. All right. Yeah. But now that she had another job, then the thing that was preventing her from going to her job went away. Right? Powerful stuff.
It's crazy what we do. And this is it. I found this out. It's not just about illness, because those two illness examples, but you're not finding the person you love because of a belief. You're not finding the job you want, the money you want, the career you want. It's all because you're thinking this is the problem, but it's not. This is the problem.
Aha.
And when you actually look at what that is, this problem magically goes away and it feels like your reality shifts.
So that is how you became a reality shifting specialist.
Yes.
So with people that you've worked with have been able to shift their reality, remove those blocks, and then move on. I know this because I've actually experienced it myself, because we all have weird beliefs that you have this belief that this can't happen without this. And then when you really question that belief and really look into it, find out where you picked that belief up from, and you're willing to set it down,
Yes.
then you can shift out of it. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct.
Awesome. Well, he's an expert at being able to do that. So we're super glad that you were able to be here with us today. Before we let you go, though, any final words for our crew?
Don't be afraid to be the happiest person in the room. That's it. I mean, I know if it's not fun, it's not worth doing, but there's a lot of people out there that get intimidated by being happy, and other people try to intimidate them. What's wrong with you? Or what drugs are you on? What's going on?
That's a really good point. Yeah. So don't be afraid to be the happiest person in the room. Words to live by. All right, Shiraz, thanks so much for carving time out of your day. We really appreciate you.
Thank you.
So this has been another episode of Entrepreneur Experts Cafe. We'll see you next time. Cheers.